It is the Philippines in white who get us underway. Kyrgyzstan in all red. The last chance saloon for both these nations. A win could seal a spot in the last 16, and that was almost an early slip by the new inclusion Mustafa Yusupov, but he managed to recover his ground. Who wins it today and why, Sasha Ognanovsky?
Look, I think Kyrgyzstan, it's just after watching him against China, the much fancied China, we saw what they did to Philippines. 3-0 is quite a comfortable win for the Chinese team. They just look a bit too powerful, too strong for the Philippines, and I think Vitaly Lux might open his account at this Asian Cup against the Philippines. He's a head bigger than anyone else. He's a big, strong lad, and if they can get the ball into him, I think he'll use that strength to his advantage.
There's Alexander Krestinen, already made history in becoming the first Kyrgyz coach to lead his nation to a major finals, but he's got a real concern here. Stefan Pala went through Mirlan Murzaev, and I think he might have rolled his ankle as his opponent trod on his foot, and he looks to be in real discomfort. Here it is again. Yeah, he treads on the foot. That does not tickle, Sasha.
No, definitely not.
Right on the instep.
Yeah, right on the instep, and that sort of makes the ankle go the other way. Yeah, not nice. We can hear him. He was screaming in a bit of pain. Thankfully, he's back up on his feet. He's just checking the inside of his ankle just to see if it's still there.
Yeah. Stefan Pala into the book. And Murzaev still in a fair bit of pain. Austrian-born Stefan Pala. He's actually a left fullback by trade, but playing more centrally for the Philippines. They do have a lack of natural central defenders of international class. So he's been pressed into service, and maybe that unfamiliar role led to that challenge. It gives Kyrgyzstan a free kick, though. Edgar Bernhardt to slice it through. Evades everybody, including his captain, Kgz Phl, who was sniffing for an opportunity at that back post.
Ball in between everybody. Straight out for touch.
Murzaev is ready to rejoin us. Second highest goal scorer in Kyrgyz history, behind Anton Zemlyanukin. Player with good European pedigree as well. Plays in Turkey at the moment for Somerspor. Here's Stefan Pala again. He's turned the ball over. Not been a good start. Oh, that's another big challenge. Well, it looked it at first glance by Manuel Ott. The referee was in close attendance. Happy to let that one ride. It's been a strong start made by Kyrgyzstan, and a couple of strong challenges bordering on illegal by Sven-Göran Eriksson's team.
Yeah, they've shown their physicality early on. The Philippines, they're lucky to get away with that other one, I thought. A bit of a tackle from behind. The referee deciding there was no free kick.
In the air by Kevin Ingrezo. Kitchen wins it for Kyrgyzstan, who will look now to break down the left. Farhat Musabakov off in pursuit of the ball. He has Saganbayev behind him, who he uses now. And now their captain, Kitchen. Big, strong unit, Valery Kitchen, wearing the captain's armband. And a chance. That was far over the top by Vitaly Lux. When he said he fancied him to score today, Sasha, it wasn't too far off.
It was closer than his other efforts in that China game. So his radar is getting better.
Sat on the bench, sorry, Sash, sat on the bench in the last game against South Korea, but recalled from the off today.
They need from their big striker.
Plays for SSV Ulm back in Germany, and actually scored in the German Cup against big guns Eintracht Frankfurt, as they were knocked out a few weeks ago of that particular competition. The White Falcons have certainly been on the front foot since the kickoff, even though they're playing in red today.
Interesting to see few players slipping around, particularly on that left-hand side.
This is Kgz Phl. He's got a very good engine and will get up and down this right-hand side all game. Sadikov let it slip away from him, but still alive for Mirzaev. And crossing towards the near post, but Manuel Ott will put it behind, and Kyrgyzstan will have their first corner.
He did well to get his foot around that. He wasn't, Israilov, he wasn't in the best position to cross the ball, but he got his foot around it and wins a corner for his team.
Israilov, who earned the corner, will take it. Very aggressive starts by the team in red. Towards the near post, it was helped on by Kitchen, but out of play it's gone. And the follow-up volley by Saganbayev didn't hit the target anyway.
Attacked it aggressively though, didn't he? You see the height advantage that Kyrgyz Republic have in these set pieces, particularly with Valery Kitchen and Vitaly Lux.
You were saying, though, Sasha, one of the biggest problems for Kyrgyzstan is that they've taken a fair few shots, 22 in total, is that right? But only 3 on target during this Asian Cup.
One of them in a goal, so every third shot on target is a goal.
Not sure that's the right maths, actually, is it? 1 in 7, I think, you mean.
Something like that. Maths not my strong point, Simon.
Mirzaev both in a bit of a scrap with Adam Tool, who intriguingly, during his days in England, was known as Adam Reed. A bit going on too between Alvaro Silva and Vitaly Lux. Ended a handshake and then a push away by the defender and his opponent. All for show for the referee, clearly. Here's Kitchen. Hang it up towards the tall Vitaly Lux, beaten in the air though by Alvaro Silva. Bernhardt. Kgz Phl found the angle, but also the goalkeeper Michael Falkascar, who of course probably wouldn't have started between the sticks had Cardiff City's Neil Etheridge been available. Turned over very cheaply by the Philippines. They've not made a particularly good start to this contest, Sasha.
No, they haven't. Nervous start for mine. They haven't been able to string any passes together. Everything they've done has been up in the air and panicked clearances and silly turnovers. This is the cross earlier. He wants his striker to attack that near post.
Shifted it nicely though, didn't he, onto his right foot to create that little bit of an angle for the cross.
Well, he's been good. He's been good, Phl, both in attack and in his defensive duties. 10 tackles.
More than anybody else in Group C. Is that
3
right?
more than anyone else in Group C.
There's another shot to add to the not on target list.
What's that, 24 now?
Another Kitchen with a free kick that won't win any beauty prizes. This is Daisuke Sato, who, as the name suggests, grew up in Japan.
Philippines just can't get past halfway at the moment.
Now they do. Adjusted down by Javier Patino. Swept up by Manuel Ott towards the right-hand side. Stefan Schrock into a dangerous area at the near post. And it's dealt with well enough by Kyrgyzstan, and the final touch came off Patrick Reicheld's goal kick.
Saganbayev nice and close there. There was a crucial slip by Saganbayev. Opened up the space for the Philippine captain, Stefan Schrock. Continue his run.
Schrock's ball just behind Reicheld's, which is why he had to try and readjust. Finally, a little something from the Philippines in attack. Kitchen. Beautiful raking ball for Zergolbek. Gets it back off Israelov, and onside as well. Looks towards the back post. Musabakov will reach it. And Saganbayev again available if he needs him. Oh, that's an intelligent ball. Bringing Kitchen into the play. And turned over the top by Vitaly Lux. Another one goes begging for Kyrgyzstan.
Needs to do better there, Vitaly Lux. Needs to be ready. Turn that in. Clearance from the Filipino defender, I think Stephen Phl.
Final touch off Phl. Kyrgyzstan building pressure. Edgar Bernhardt to deliver. Oof, there's a bit going on again inside the penalty area, and Kgz just barging his opponent out of the way. Adam Tool is the man who is on the receiving end, and Kgz is going to have a bit of a conversation with the Saudi referee.
Seen heaps of these situations.
Just gave him the hip and shoulder here, I think. Boom. Does he take any action against Kgz?
To barge into players like that, Simon?
You wouldn't have thought so, would you? Yeah, yellow cards. I thought that might be the case.
Is it not a free kick in the
It's a fair
corner
point.
stands? Interesting.
Anyway, on we go. Bernhardt's delivery, not a bad one. Falkasgaard's, that's a strong fist to it.
Was a strong fist. Mirzaev was right behind that. Beautiful run to the back stick. Can't see it in the picture there. There he is.
Michael Falkasgaard, who plays for Bangkok United in Thailand. Actually born in Denmark, played for all the Danish junior teams. Long throw to be launched by Yusupov. Comes out for Zergolbek. It was just ever so slightly off balance.
Had the easy option to just knock it out wide.
He doesn't look best pleased, does he? I think he's probably got more to be concerned about at the moment.
Most definitely. Philippines really struggling with any fluency in their passing thus far.
I can imagine that set pieces are going to be an outlet for them either. Kyrgyzstan very much have the height advantage. That's a weak clearance though. Kgz, right out to clip it into the box off the head of Yusupov, and the volley from Adam Tool. Not the best.
If they do want to get around this Kyrgyz defence, that's the best avenue. Out wide, they play a three at the back. They're a little bit narrow.
Born in Hartlepool, Adam Tool. It's a long way from there to here, northeast England. Normally with Brentford and Bradford, Leyton Orient, Portsmouth, York, Burton Albion. Long career in the lower levels in England. Currently without a club, so there's a chance there potentially to put himself in the shop window. Ott's ball just a little too heavy.
Collect another shirt.
They have had a couple of raids down that right-hand side, the Philippines. Incremental progress.
It seems that's what they're trying to do.
Well, Schrock's a good player down that right-hand side. He can play anywhere along the midfield line, really.
Trying to catch Kyrgyzstan on the break. They need cleaner possession out of their back half in order to do that. They've been fortunate the times that they have gone forward. With lucky bounces, slips. And get the ball on the ground and pass into those spaces. Be a hell of a lot more dangerous.
Kitchen just rolls it forward and gets it back off Bernhardt. Now Yusupov. Bit of room for Zergelbeck. Trying to bend it around for Mirzaev, but far too close to Falkesgaard.
Just goalkeeper practice there.
He rarely looks happy, does he, Alexander Krestinen? Not a natural smiler.
On his face. Right back at you. Vitaly looks.
So this is Group C as it stands. This is the As Live table, of course, with Korea leading China at the moment. In the other game in Abu Dhabi, Kyrgyzstan would finish third if it finished this way, but would a solitary point be enough to get them through? Hwang Wei-jo with the goal in the other game. One of the really fancied teams for this year's tournament, the Taeguk Warriors. Kitchen getting the point of the elbow off his opponent. Vitaly looks, finds the gap. Israelov, and Zergelbeck wasn't there. He thought he was.
It was instinctive, wasn't it? Pass.
Scruffy from Kgz. Scrapping forward is Reichelt. Now Stefan Schrock. It's tough going for the Philippines. Kyrgyzstan just too strong.
Just no free ball for him, is there? Whenever they do get on the ball, 2 or 3 Kyrgyz shirts around them.
I think Schrock's a good outlet for them, though. He's a junior player that's played at some good clubs, Hoffenheim, Eintracht Frankfurt. He's got a bit of something about him. Again, going back to that Asian Champions League game, Ceres Negros, when they came to Australia and played Brisbane, Schrock was very good that night.
Well, he definitely does have something, but he's just sitting in the midfield, I think, a little bit too deep. Yes, they want to play more of a defensive shape, but the higher he gets up the park, the more dangerous they look, don't they? Every time he gets the ball, it's positive running, forward running, and he looks to create something.
They could do with 2 or 3 of them.
Handy.
Tino can't make progress. Mirzaev dropping deeper to help his defense out. Second buyer for Musadakov. Gets it back off Kitchen. That's a good touch by Mirzaev. Looks in position in the middle. Good claim by Falkesgaard.
Good play there. The Kyrgyz winger looks lurking. Filipino goalkeeper Falkesgaard is confident in the air. Not scared to come out and claim those types of crosses.
Back with Falkesgaard, courtesy of Stefan Phl. 2 central defenders in the referee's notebook already, along with Tamerlan Kozabayev.
Just a rushed ball.
Luke Woodland, the guilty party. Another one who has English background. Although actually born in Abu Dhabi. To a Filipino mother. Good challenge. Silva showing all his experience, the 34-year-old.
Really good challenge there. Timed it to perfection.
Swung forward by Phl. Easily dealt with by Kgz Phl.
Anything that comes in the air really is easily dealt with by that Kyrgyz defence. That's why they need to get in behind, find that space. In behind Kitchen and Yusupov.
Philippines fans in the stands trying to lift their team. It's been tough going for them in the opening 20 minutes. They've hung in there. Alexander Krestinen's team have created one or two good chances, but not been able to take any of them yet.
Much like Kyrgyzstan's opening against China.
Yeah. Sato. Oof. Dear me. High boot there by Adam Toole. Leaves Edgar Bernhardt on the seat of his pants. Both feet were high, weren't they? Really?
Which way is the free kick going?
Toole's was a bit higher, I think.
Here's one look a bit more dangerous, possibly from the referee's point of view.
Tino wins an aerial duel. That's a rare enough thing in itself against much more physically large Kyrgyzstan defence. It's an important touch by Shrok to prevent it getting through to Saganbayev.
It is an important touch, but look where he's picking up the ball, their captain.
It's not where you want him, is it?
No, he's playing as a right back almost.
Here's their left back, Daisuke Sato. Yusupov. It's the return from Kairat Zergelbeck. Kitchen loves the diagonal, doesn't he? Valerie Kitchen.
You can hit him like that, why not?
Aimless ball by Stefan Phl. Sabakov. Edgar Bernhardt. Could be a chance here. Israelov. There's the opening goal. Beautifully finished, and it is Vitaly Lux who finally has his goal at this AFC Asian Cup, and the breakthrough arrives in the 24th minute for Kyrgyzstan.
Well, an aimless pass by Stefan Phl across the field. Interception by Edgar Bernhardt. A beautiful through ball here to play in. Kgz. What a finish by Vitaly Lux. His first one on target. Top corner. Pick that one out.
Well, he missed a sitter, didn't he, against China match day one. And he turned that beautifully into the top corner. Falkaskar could only stand and watch right up where the Spiders live. And the young goalkeeper, who's been really a spectator so far, Kgz, celebrates along with the rest of the fans of the Kyrgyz Republic. And on balance, you had to say that goal was probably coming, Sasha.
Yeah, he was. They were knocking on the door, weren't they? And again, that just those, you know, they can't seem to string 3 or 4 passes together at the moment. Philippines, everything's a little bit hit and hope.
Finally a touch for the Kyrgyzstan goalkeeper, Kutman Kgz. Good football again by the White Falcons. It's a little too heavy in the end for Zergobek. There's the man of the moment, Vitaly Lux. His 6th international goal and his 25th appearance. Born in Kyrgyzstan but moved to Germany age 6. Regular scorer of goals in the lower leagues in Germany.
Easier chances against China, didn't he? This was probably the hardest one that we've seen from him.
There's the ASLive ladder. It shows Kyrgyzstan would finish 3rd with 3 points. That would give them a much better chance of making the round of 16. You need a degree in mathematics to work out the permutations as to who's going to play who.
Quite confusing. You have to sit and wait till the last game to see if you're staying or packing your bags.
Palestine certainly feeling a bit nervy at the moment. They've got 2 points. Could well be overhauled both today and, of course, tomorrow, as the group stage draws to a conclusion. That's in the battle for those best 3rd place finishes, of course. Sven-Göran Eriksson perhaps thinks it's time to make a point or two to his team, who've been very much 2nd best in these opening moments.
Well, they were really bright against South Korea. Playing, holding possession. Playing the ball along the ground. More importantly, haven't been able to do that in this game.
That for a ball by Kitchen. Is he going to be able to track it down? Not quite, Sangabayev, as we have a version of the Kyrgyz thunderclap in the stands. Looks a little bit more at ease. Not much, but a little. Crestinen. Luke Woodland with the throw. Former Bolton Wanderers junior. That's where they have to make it stick, Philippines, and haven't been able to do so. And Grasso with the turnover. Tidied up by Sato. They're just hopeful balls forward, and they're fortunate that it's a mistake by Edgar Bernhardt. Here's Stefan Schrock. Little buzz of excitement whenever he's in possession. Midfielders Tull. Manuel Ott. Now started to string a few passes together, not making much progress, but it's possession at least.
Just builds confidence. Simple little passes, 1-2s. Nothing extravagant, but just holding the ball, making the Kyrgyz Republic players chase them for a bit. Controlling the tempo.
Here's Woodland. Schrock. Adam Tull. Pala. Touched by Sato for Kgz. It's a nice little touch around the corner by Reichelt. Good intervention in the end by Kozubayev. You can hear the excitement in the stands from the fans of the Philippines whenever they get within sight of the Kyrgyzstan penalty area.
It's better by the Philippines. There are gaps in this Kyrgyz defense if you're patient, if you want to move the ball around. Timely interception by Kozubayev.
Here's the goal again. Israelov teeing it up, and it's a very tidy finish indeed by Vitaly Lux.
It's a brilliant finish,
Just glanced off the crossbar, I think, as well.
No chance for the keeper. Falkersgaard.
line by Tull. Sato. Edgar Bernhardt. It's a really tidy play. Israelov. Too far in front, it looks. Oh, that's a risky ball by Sato. Could be in trouble here. Murzaev. And Falkensgaard pushes it away. The tidy up completed by Luke Woodland. They're still in trouble. Philippines, can they get out? They can. Well played. And there was a foul in back play there, but good advantage played by the referee. Now they get the whistle, the Azkals. But goodness me, what a risky pass that was. And they very nearly paid cash, Philippines.
Careless pass. I think juniors, those square passes need to be 100%. No pace on the pass, just teed it up pretty much for Murzaev.
Schrock running into a red wall. Picked up in midfield by Manuel Otts. The little spin to get rid of his opponent. Schrock will take over. Here they come, the Filipinos, but a good challenge. Kitchen in the end. Stops their forward momentum.
Timely intervention by
Just
Kitchen.
growing in confidence a little bit, Sven-Göran Eriksson's team.
Well, there is. Whenever they've put the ball on the ground and they've knocked it around and moved, they've troubled the Kyrgyz Republic. Get the ball on the ground, move them around. Get the ball to that man there. This is better. Better period.
Reichelt gets the decision, which I can tell you Alexander Krestinen cannot believe. He's thrown up his arms in disgust. Bit soft, Sasha?
A little bit. I can understand Krestinen's frustration. It's better by the Philippines. Ball on the deck, moving Kyrgyz Republic players around.
Can they challenge aerially from this set piece? They don't have an awful lot of height in the team. Woodland, probably their tallest player. He's at the back post. Goes towards that area. Easy pickings for Kado Biakov, the goalkeeper. And Dordoy Bishkek winning just his second cap. That will do his confidence and power good as well.
Well taken there by the keeper. Confident keeping. And only his second cap for his country.
Oh dear, another mistake, this time by Pala. And they're fortunate, the Azkals.
So lucky to escape with that one. If you can't control it, get rid of it.
Goes through Pala again. And the curling effort this time is well palmed away by Falkensgaard. Still alive. Oh, it's another good save. Michael Falkensgaard covering himself in glory with two really good stretches.
Lovely strike by the number 23, Israelov. Strong fist away. The Filipino keeper.
Lost the ball again. Looks. Israelov. Akhlidin Israelov. Oh, Falkensgaard could only stand and watch this time. But not quite. Just a little too much elevation from Akhlidin Israelov, but they were picked apart again, the Philippines.
It's just too easy. Way too easy. Could have probably just rolled that into the bottom corner. Keeper's vision was blocked entirely. Very dangerous. Will they be made to pay, though, for all these misses?
Collision involving Patino.
Just didn't jump for it, did he?
Zergobek gets the free kick. out. Bit of a hospital return, wasn't it, from Musabakov, and attempted to retrieve the situation. He picks up a yellow card for that challenge. Farhat Musabakov.
To get back quickly after that poor return pass to Bernhardt. Try to make up for it.
Pretty rudimentary challenge, isn't it, on Stefan Schrock.
Tricky. Schrock.
Wow. Kick halfway up the shin. Kgz with time.
Disappointed, Crestinen.
You wouldn't like to see him when he's angry, would you? Here come the Philippines through Reichelt. No way through.
Just letting Philippines get back into the game.
Patino. Got the flick on. Yusupov takes evasive action. Almost puts the ball out of the stadium. Philippines can come up with here. Chance for Reichelt. Well, it's a snapshot, something out of nothing really, and Kyrgyzstan are grateful to their captain Valery Kitchen, who readjusted very quickly to deny Patrick Reichelt.
Brilliant block for Valery Kitchen.
Could they get their first ever goal at a major tournament? They have the corner. Goalkeeper came out. Kyrgyzstan survived that particular threat, and now they will drive forward through Kairat. Zergol back on the right. Bernhardt, look at the space out left. The two players. No Filipino defenders within range. Mirzaev. Easy pickings in the end for Michael Falkskard.
That's the danger for Kyrgyzstan. All these chances that they've been missing in this first half. All these openings that they're not taking advantage of. All the good work can be undone.
Patino's not winning much in the air, is he? Against either Kgz or Yusupov. It's better on the deck from the Philippines. This is Luke Woodland. Schrock. Good turn by Stefan Schrock. Played it straight into Edgar Bernhardt. Put it to him, he scrapped and won it back. It's a lunging challenge from Schrock. And is rightly penalised.
He's quick. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He just gets around.
Very low centre of gravity, but shifts around the pitch really well, doesn't he? This is Akhudin Israilov, provider of the only goal of the game for Vitaly Lux. Laid off by Patino. Now Schrock. Right idea. And it does find its way through via a deflection, though, and Reichelt, unfortunately for the Philippines, was offside.
It's poor. He can see straight across the line there, Reichelt.
But he's the key man, isn't he? The number 17 for the Philippines. They need to get him on the ball as much as possible.
Well, he's been moved. He's been shifted to the middle of the park now. Wasn't doing much out wide. I think Coach Eriksson, seeing that, shifted him into the middle. They've looked a lot more dangerous since he's been there.
Adam Tool has moved back into that wider position. Israilov. Zergol back, scrapping for it with Pala. And Manuel Ott. I'll call him his full name because he's got a brother, Mike, who's also in the Philippines squad.
Patino just telling him, settle down, let's keep the ball. Having a lot of joy when they're moving the ball around.
5 minutes of the first half to run. Valery Kitchen on his bike moving forward. That's it back off Mirzaev. Stefan Schropp's picked up a whack. Other half of the pitch. Not a bad ball in towards Lux. If he gets a touch on that, might have been more difficult for Falkeskard.
It's a lovely delivery. Just couldn't get anything on it. Slightest of touches you'd think would have thrown the goalkeeper off.
Schropp looks a little bit proppy at the moment in midfield. Zergobek, as ever, hugging the right touch line, gets their head down, gets past Sato. Cross too deep.
It's just too easy. They're getting the ball out wide. They're taking out 4 or 5 Filipino players just with one pass out to the wing. And then it's a one-on-one with Sato. Does deliver the ball well. Zergel back.
Kitchen's long throw off the head of Woodland. Kitchen again. Great ball. And well defended in the end by Stefan Phl. Not to be. Lux is always lurking, isn't he? Just waiting for that sort of delivery into the box.
Well, if Stefan Phl didn't get anything on that, Vitaly Lux was right behind him.
Fourth corner of the game. Kyrgyzstan with the majority of them. And these set-piece situations provide a real problem potentially for the Philippines, given their relative lack of height. It's going to be Israelov to deliver it. Goes along the floor. Strangely enough, good turn though by Bernhardt. And tipped over. It's good goalkeeping by Falkeskard again. They wouldn't have been expecting that one.
Brilliant goalkeeping and a brilliant turn by Bernhardt.
Lovely.
Turns his player inside out. And again, Vitaly Lux just lurking, ready to pounce. Very good touch by Falkeskard.
Bernhardt with the latest delivery from the corner to come. Looks again, standing by the penalty spot. Again, they go along the deck. Valery Kitchen, he can hit a ball, can't he? Another long-range try, this time by Zergobek, but that one was way off beam.
I'll be thinking that Filipino player that blocked that shot will have a nice tattoo on his, on his
You
thigh.
might be right.
A
He's
molten
got a
tattoo.
hammer in that left foot, hasn't he?
Jeez. We could hear the thud from here.
Good first half though, Sasha. Entertaining.
Has been Kyrgyz Republic. The better side.
Italy Lux has got a whack to the face here. It's going to be a yellow card, I fancy, for Alvaro Silva. Again, the elbow making contact. Yep, 34-year-old into the book. Now that's his second of the tournament. If the Philippines were to go through, he would not be available for the round of 16 game, which would continue their central defensive problems. That's why elbow straight into the bush of Vitaly Lux.
Just led with his forearm there. Wasn't anywhere near the ball.
Interesting half-time team talk coming up for Sven-Göran Eriksson. What does he do to try and turn this around? I wonder. Here's Kitchen. Again, he's just too strong for his own good, isn't he?
Needs to dial it down a bit. Just need to get the ball on the deck. Every time they have been able to get the ball on the deck and string a few passes in, get Schrock involved into the game, they've looked dangerous.
challenge by Zergelbeck, dispossessing Manuel Ott. Edgar Bernhardt, trouble brewing. Saganbayev looks, great save. Or did it come off the frame of the goal? It's one of it or the other. Happened so quickly. Another great chance for Vitaly Lux. Mirzaev looks at the near post. With Sabakov. Mirzaev back for Kitchen. Bernhardt turning it on now. Kyrgyzstan. Saganbayev. It's Zergelbeck trying to set himself. Looking to curl it, not quite. And another brilliant chance created for Vitaly Lux.
Lovely first-time cross.
Yeah, it's off the post. I thought that might have been the case.
Cannon off the upright.
Wow.
He's getting in good positions, isn't he? Vitaly Lux. And the delivery to him has been first class.
Well, they're hanging in there, the Philippines. Just very much second best in this first half.
Absolutely right there, Simon. Going to have to lift considerably in the second half to trouble this Kyrgyz team.
Oops. Probably a good job it's half-time. It was a foul throw from Kitchen, but it has been a first half that has belonged almost entirely. Kyrgyzstan get the ball rolling. It's Valery Kitchen to launch one of his, by now, trademark diagonal switches. Reichelt in a collision with his opponents. Sabakov and Philippines will stream forward through Stefan Schrock. There was a slip on the turf by Kgz. And in the end, it turned out to be a really good clearing header. I'm not sure he knew too much about it, Sasha Ognanovsky.
He didn't. He fell over and fell right in the path of Stefan Schrock. It's quite funny, but he held his head there as he slipped, tucked his head in, but it did stop.
It was effective, unorthodox, but effective.
It was indeed.
You said in the first half, Sasha, that keeping the ball on the ground is key for the Philippines. Try and move Kyrgyzstan around because physically they've got no chance of matching it.
Alone with it, knocking long ball just plays into the Kyrgyzstan team's hands. Whenever they get the ball on the deck, they're a bit more mobile, a bit more nimble in the Kyrgyz Republic.
Get Stefan Schrock on the ball. I think that's probably the message as well. It's a very useful player. Into the air for Milan Mirzaev, who tried to hitch a ride, I think, on the back of the defender. Saganbayev to tee it up for Kitchen. It's just catching practice in the end for Michael Falkeskard, who made 2 or 3 very good stops in the first half. Here's Javier Patino for the Philippines. It's a throw off Kgz.
It's the game really well, Kgz. Times his tackles.
Another one from the Dordoy club, but he has played overseas, both in Lithuania for a couple of clubs and in Serbia. Which integral part of the Kyrgyzstan defensive line, which has dealt with ease, really. Everything that the Philippines have tried to throw at them, which has not been much. Goalkeeper Karabiakov, very comfortable night so far. Here's Manuel Ott, part of the German contingent, born in Munich. Quickly moved on. It's Milan Mirzaev. Mirzaev. This is Kevin Kgz. Patino. Kgz. ball for Silva. Ott finding Patrick Reichel's on the right, and he's managed to slip it through the legs of Sagenbayev. Just run out of real estate.
Not sure he meant that, but that's better play by the Philippines. Moving the ball around, being a little bit more patient. Instead of rushing with the long passes over the top. The Kyrgyz defense are just swallowing up.
He can throw the ball as long as he can kick it with his feet. It's a big man, is powerful unit, isn't he? Here's Kgz Phl. Bernhardt. Zergobek again. Philippines get the decision. The foul on Kgz Phl. Wrestling match between two players.
Bit of judo.
Appreciate that. Crestinen, former defender himself. As you alluded to in the first half, Sasha, the real issue for Kyrgyzstan is they haven't taken more of the opportunities they created in the first half. So the game still a little bit in the balance. There's Sagenbayev with a bit of space on the left. Looks on the turn. Oh, it's a great finish. Absolutely wonderful from Vitaly Lux. He has his second of the game. Kyrgyzstan looking a lot more safe now for the win, which will be their first ever at the AFC Asian Cup.
Wow. Vitaly Lux. Talk about repaying the faith. What a fantastic finish.
Started with a foul at back play, and Kyrgyzstan swept forward so quickly. Sagenbayev with the assist. Oh, that's a great finish.
Nothing the defender could do about that. He was a bit far to begin with. What an instinctive finish by Vitaly Lux. Two brilliant finishes from the big striker.
Great camera shots they are. Michael Falkenskar knew there was nothing he could do. Well, they do have that two-goal cushion. It's all on the Philippines, really. They're staring down the barrel of elimination at the group stage. This is Manuel Ott as they try and get back into the contest. Reichelt is not going to get the better of Kitchen physically, that's for sure.
He did try to push him, but he went the other way.
Like a brick wall, isn't it? Stefan Schrock. That's probably his first mistake of the night. In fairness to it, he's been probably Philippines' best.
Well, he has, but they need to get him on the ball. There's the big man there. Vitaly Lux, turn and strike first time.
It's a top quality finish, isn't it?
A world-class finish. And if they do go through to that next round, at least they've got a striker that's hit some form.
Look at his CV. Vitaly Lux, that is, not his coach, Crestinen. Started with Nuremberg and then Carl Zeiss Jena. A couple of years with Unterhaching before making his way down the German pyramid. So he does have some pedigree, and he showed it in those two finishes. Sven-Göran Eriksson perhaps pondering changes, as you saw on the Philippines bench. Bernhardt, meantime, with the latest free kick. Ahead of Adam Tool. Put in by Zergobek. Philippines can't get it away. Sabatov with a drive. Tied up by Schrock. And Kgz Phl. Right idea. Ott, good touch. Chance here for the Philippines. Good save by the goalkeeper. The follow-up. Oh, side netting. by Patrick Reichel, their best chance of the game. And some of those Philippines fans on the far side think they've scored, but I can tell them they've not.
It wasn't a great touch from Manuel Ott. What a save by the young goalkeeper, Kgz. Got down low. Strong palm away. And then the follow-up shot by Patrick Reichel, not troubling the goalkeeper at all.
Fist pump from Kgz Phl. The first time he's been called into action tonight, and he was equal to it to deny Javier Petito. And Reichelt was off beam with his follow-up effort.
Open goal to shoot at, really.
Should have scored. Should have scored. Reichelt involved in the action again. But keep that one alive. Substitutes have been summoned to the Philippines bench. We're going to see changes shortly, I'm sure. Sven-Göran Eriksson has to act. Kitchen again. Look at the distance he gets on the throw. It's remarkable. Looks. This is a bit further upfield, so this is potentially going to be a fair bit more damaging for Philippines if they can't defend it aerially.
This would be like a corner.
Solid muscle, Valerie Kitchen. Ahead of Alvaro Silva. Kitchen again. Has to squeeze it through somehow. Silva gets it out for now.
And struggling to clear their lines.
That's been the story of the game, hasn't it? There's a lack of central defenders, natural central defenders that we talked about in the first half. Could be a problem here. Bernhardt wants the ball thrown short, but Kitchen says no chance. Up in the air it goes. Whistle blows for a free kick to the Philippines.
Just doesn't give him an opportunity to step out with those half clearances. Just keeps the pressure on the defence.
That's the way it stands. Kyrgyz Republic 2, Philippines 0. It stays this way. Philippines give themselves no chance of going through. Kyrgyzstan will finish third. And they'll turn the ball over again. Problems looming for the Philippines. Up in the air, Mirzaev trying to readjust. And just bounced off the head of Musabakov. Didn't really know too much about it.
He's going for the overhead there, Mirzaev. Attempting that, he gave away the free kick.
They've lost out. Inside their own half. Kyrgyzstan too strong. Italy looks on a hat-trick, of course. Sagenbayev. News from the other game in Abu Dhabi. South Korea have got a second goal against China. Looks as though they're going to win the group. Kim Min-jae the second, Hwang Ui-jo with the first. Like a push at first glance from Daisuke Sato. Sven-Göran Eriksson is going to turn to the two most famous footballers the Philippines has produced in the modern era. Off the bench very shortly, the two young husband brothers, Philip and James.
Hopefully they can spark this team. The second goal has really taken the wind out of their sails. Very, very flat.
Changes, you'll probably be able to tell. And the shrieks come from the stands. They are so famous, these two. In fact, we might just have to wait. Those substitutions. Yep, next break in play. Time, Ahmedin Israilov to deliver the latest free kick, and Kgz almost on the end of it. It's scooped away by Phl. Here's those changes now. Manuel Ott to be replaced by Philip Younghusband. And his brother James not far behind him, both former Chelsea juniors. He has 107 caps. He has got such a profile in the Philippines, and his brother James is not too far behind him. Listen to the roars from the Filipino fans.
Seems like there's a louder one for for the other brother.
Adam Tool withdraw. Tool's from the Erikson's 3 changes been made. Still very much up against it. It's given the fans of the Philippines at least a little bit of excitement. Maybe he feels their presence alone will lift the team.
Let's hope so, for his sake and the Philippines' sake.
Play. Transfer Sato to Kgz Phl.
That's where they've fallen down or broken down time and time again. Just turning the ball over time and time again.
Pulled up into the air by Luke Woodland. First touch for one of the Younghusbands, it's James. That's better. Now a chance for Patrick Reichel to run at Valerie Kitchen, who just fends him off with an arm on the shoulder. Heavy touch by Luke Woodland, and he can't win it second time around against Bernhardt. That finds the gap. Clever play. It's the return of Musabakov. Kyrgyzstan flooded forward. I'll tell you what, if that ball from Vitaly doesn't take a touch off Woodland, then Mirzaev has a clear chance on goal.
He spotted him early, didn't he? Vitaly looks. Couldn't get it around the defender. Mirzaev was free as a bird.
Younghusband dumped on the seat of his pants by Musabakov. Woodland. Switch, but not a good touch by Sato. Right, though, kindly for the Philippines. Schrock. You'd like to see them get at least a goal, wouldn't you, the Philippines, just to break their duck at the Asian Cup.
I'm sure Alexander Kristonen would agree with you.
I'm sure he would. It's a foul. Chance for the Philippines.
Time one of the Younghusbands get on the ball, it's like a rock concert. Screams of the Filipino supporters here.
For Younghusband fancies this. Follows he has on his social media accounts. That's on every poster in the Philippines. The hype. Tries to catch the goalkeeper out of the near post, but Kgz wasn't going to be fooled. Found the gap though.
Been good, Kgz Phl. He's come out, been strong in the air, made the saves when he's needed.
Just on that 6-month contract, Sven and Eriksson. Persuaded to stay a bit longer and try and take them on to the next level. So step up in class at the moment is proving too much.
I think we need to start the next generation. A lot of these players into that older age bracket. The start of a project for him, I guess.
Luke Woodland is not one of those. He's just 23. First half, born in Abu Dhabi to a Filipino mum, moved to Liverpool in England, aged just 2. Here's Schrock. Nice switch by Schrock. Woodland. Reichelt losing out. Got caught. Nice way through. Woodland. He's going to go to the book as well, which makes 3 of the Philippines back line. Saudi officials' notebook.
Flying in on the side here. Nowhere near the ball.
Make sure he didn't get any further though, didn't he? Second by it. Driven in by Valery Kitchen. He knows no other way. Now Stefan Schrock. Oh, that's going to be a booking too, you'd fancy. The Bernhardt, that is confirmed. Oh, the cynical challenge.
It's a professional foul.
Schrock has just threatened on occasion to give them that little bit of creative spark that they so desperately need.
Unfortunately, haven't got him involved enough for mine. Need him on the ball as much as they can.
Put forward by Kgz. It's beyond Patino. It's just not happening for the Philippines.
Pass.
For all the experience in the world on the bench, but if you don't have the cattle, it's almost going to be an uphill task, isn't it?
Exactly right. You know how good a coach Sven Eriksson is.
Patino, another one plays in time for Buriram, Spanish-born. Filipino mother. Bernhardt, freshly booked. Steered out by Kitchen for Saganbayev and Sabakov. Trying to touch a move all in one instance, but Alvaro Silva wasn't fooled. The young husbands. Watch kindly for Vascasato. Gets the decision. Soloff believes he got the ball. Kgz disagrees. I think the ref's right.
Ball, but he did.
He got more of the man.
Pull him back by his shoulder. Another set piece for the Philippines. Haven't had a lot of joy with their set pieces thus far.
They should be looking to just drive it in low and see if they can get something at the end of it on the floor. That's not going to work. It's fairly poleaxed. That's Musabakov. Straight in the face. Spell the free kick.
Flush in the face. Guess they'll be seeing stars after that one.
Not sure he saw the ball. Did his job though.
Yes. There's a molten tattoo on his forehead.
Stefan Schrock for Philip Younghusband. Good touch that. On the line for Sato. And the Philippines a corner.
So dynamic, Stefan Schrock, isn't he? Clever footballer. Well, he wishes he had a couple of him to throw off, come off the bench and help his side.
Is this the moment for the Philippines? Win the game with just 20 minutes to go, which is what they need, of course, but a goal would be great for them. It's off the head of Mirzaev and out for another corner at the other side.
Sustained pressure here by the Philippines.
Kgz's corner. Very good, good solid fist away. He's collected a bit of yellow kitchen as well. Tell you what, must have been a strong arm to keep him down.
Popped him across the jaw. There's goalkeeper. You wear those though when the goalkeeper comes out with such confidence.
Into the flick on that near post. What happened with Stefan Phl? Oh dear, risky ball. Problems for Philippines. As Kyrgyzstan flood forward. Here's Mirzaev. Still Mirzaev. Around Alvaro Silva, at least that was his intention. In the end, it was pretty well defended by the Philippines because they were way short on numbers. Here's Valeri Kitchen. Into the skies pass. Musabakov, good save. Kyrgyzstan had to get down smartly, down to his right.
Again, Stephen Phl guilty of turning over the ball. He's done it so many times tonight. Filipino scrambling in defence. Good save in the end.
Their first change. Kyrgyzstan. Including Israilov, who scored in that first game against China. He's going to be withdrawn, and on in his place is Aziz Sidikov, another one from the Dordoy club, who started in the previous game against the Korean Republic. Hard score. Pretty solid between the posts. Not an awful lot he could do with either goal. Preston and his team well on track to finish third in Group C. And it's a matter of waiting and hoping. Driving one by Musabakov. approaching the final quarter of an hour. Cut back, Musabakov, space inside the penalty area. The challenge by Alvaro Silva. And now Stefan Schrock. Younghusband available square. Philip Younghusband gonna have a go here. It's ambitious. Well, why not? They just want a goal, don't they? The Ascals.
He's rising. My Younghusband.
Change for the Philippines. They enter their bench. Stefan Phl was booked very early on in the game. Replaced by Kgz, London-born. Through the Crystal Palace Academy and attended school in Watford, just north of London. Now playing for Ceres Negros in the Philippines.
Well, Phl was poor tonight, particularly not so much in his defensive phase, in his passing phase. Just turned over the ball way too much. Put his team under all sorts of pressure.
Whistle's gone. Philippines thought they were away. This 3 points, of course, for Kyrgyzstan would put them ahead of Palestine. It's battled to be one of the best third place teams. Best 4 go through, of course. Another one of Kgz Long's throws, are we? No, goes short this time for Bernhardt. Also a little bit of skill from the fullback. Not the best return from his teammate.
Disappointing if Kyrgyz Republic don't go through on goal difference. They've had enough opportunities in this one to score a few more.
Could be tight, couldn't it? Bahrain are already one of those third place teams through. They got 4 points in the group. Stefan Schrock has dispossessed his Milan Murzayev off the post, still alive, and it is 3, and it's a hat-trick for Vitaly Lux. What a day for him and for Kyrgyzstan. They've got the 3 points now, and they've got a third goal too.
Just as we were saying, how important goal difference might be. Up steps Vitaly Lux. Easiest of his chances today. Brilliant work by Murzayev. Again, the upright, saving the Philippines, but the rebound tucked away nicely by the hat-trick hero, Vitaly Lux.
They're pretty rare, aren't they, at international level? Hat-tricks. Vitaly Lux has had one of those days to remember. Murzayev a bit unlucky not to get on the score sheet himself. Lux could hardly miss, and he didn't. A red letter day with the number 19 in red. And the Philippines have been well beaten. Is there consolation for them? Oh dear. It's not the touch of a legend. Phil Younghusband and Sven-Göran Eriksson knows that the game is up. As you rightly point out, Sasha, those goals help in their quest to reach the round of 16. Well might he smile. He's disappointed to miss that great chance against China match day 1. He's probably made it up for it today. shortly going to introduce his country's all-time leading goal scorer in terms of Anton Zemlyanukin. Although after the treble today, Vitaly Lux is now just 4 behind him.
Well, that goal puts him in a positive +1. And 3 points. It all helps. Sure does.
That's the end of the section for the very busy Farhat Musabakov, who certainly played his part for Kyrgyzstan. And into the fray is a man we thought might play a real central role for Kyrgyzstan at this year's Asian Cup, Anton Zemlyanukin. Spells in Serbia with Radnitsky Nice and Thailand, Sisaket, Sukhotai, Khabarovsk in Russia. A stint with Tirau in Kazakhstan. Widely regarded as the best player in the country, but used only sparingly by Krestinin. Maybe he's saving him from the knockout phase. He's got a very sweet left peg, as Zemlyanukin.
See glimpses of it against China when he came on.
There's the Group C table as it stands. Korea comfortable against China. Kyrgyzstan now comfortable against the Philippines. Looks pretty set. 1-4. Here's a chance for the Philippines. Oh, they've got one! They have their first ever goal at a major tournament. It's embarrassment for the young goalkeeper from Kyrgyzstan. It went all the way through. Didn't get in touch of anybody. On its way through, Stefan Schrock is getting the credit. He took the free kick. I don't think there's a touch there from Javier Patino. It doesn't matter. Stefan Schrock. And it's probably fitting that it is he who becomes the first name ever onto the score sheet at a major tournament for the Philippines. Just because he's had a good game.
Just can't take a trick with their goalkeepers, can they, Kyrgyzstan? He's kept so well, the young keeper. Disappointed with that.
That's a little piece of history for the Philippines. It won't change the result. But they're on the board, Sasha. And now they're anxious for more.
It's good. They haven't been particularly good in this game, Simon, but they were good against South Korea.
There's Basko Sato. Could we get a second? Philip Young-husband. Oh. He drilled it with far too much pace for Patino at that back post.
He was shooting, wasn't he? Lovely switch of play. Nice control. Too much power on that. Poor Patino. I don't think he was trying to cross the ball there at all.
Stefan Schrock puts his name down in the history books. Kyrgyzstan just have to be a bit careful here. Still a bit of time to go. And the Philippines energized, encouraged. Philip Young-husband. And Kgz. By Woodland. James Young-husband at the back post. Very clear by Sibikov. Good header won by Alvaro Silva. Stefan Schrock. Good intervention. Saganbayev. Now Vitaly Lux. Just taken away from Zemlyanukin at the crucial moment.
Just a little bit behind. There by Vitaly Lux. Give energy back into this game from the Philippines. want another.
Here's Patrick Reichelt. Young husband, Philip, that is. Nadia Patino. Stefan Schrock directing all the traffic for his team. Kgz Phl caught by Sidikov. Kyrgyzstan are going to empty their bench. They're going to withdraw Milan Murzayev, so we watch that foul again. You can see Tursunali Rustamov. Plays for the Alga club back home. In no particular rush to get off. This is free kick by Stefan Schrock. With the same results. Spotted a foul in there. Possibly by Farah Silva, or even by Phil Younghusband.
Was there by Phil Younghusband, all over. Valerie Kitchen.
5 minutes to run, just under. Followed by Yusupov. Sato. Some nice touches, hasn't he, Phil Younghusband? It's broken kindly here for Patrick Reichelt. He's inside the penalty area. Oh, side netting. Could have made it a really interesting finish. Patrick Reichelt. Kyrgyzstan went to sleep a little bit. There was a touch of Yusupov that didn't go where he wanted it to, and Reichelt, well, he's had two really good chances to score, and he spurned them both, Sasha.
Well, he has. One into almost an empty net, and this one a one-on-one. The young goalkeeper not even forcing a save from the keeper. Just putting it into the side netting on both occasions.
Schrock upending the new man for Kyrgyzstan, Rustamov.
Few nervous moments for Kyrgyzstan.
Rudimentary challenge that by Schrock, must be said.
Last 5 or 6 minutes, not looking as in control as what they did earlier on in the game.
Good watch though for the neutral. Drives the free kick. Down inside the box went Kozabayev. Did have a little bit of contact on him. Reichelt trying to stick close to him.
And a little bit too easy there, Kozabayev.
Second by Alphonse movement. There's Reichelt. Converted that chance. Could be set for a bandstand finish. As it is, it'll break here for James Younghusband. Kitchen, good tackle.
Brilliant
Goal kick, and look at Kitchen, punch in the air, yes.
Happy with himself, isn't he?
It's almost like scoring a free kick from 25 yards for a fullback that.
Wonderful tackle, perfectly timed. And he wins the goal kick for his team.
Yeah. He's been a rock at the back, hasn't he, Valerie Kitchen?
Fantastic. Very hard player to get past, Valerie Kitchen.
I don't think he's flesh and bone. I think he's actually chiseled out of stone or granite, isn't he? Touch inside for Rustamov. Zemlyanukin. Bit of pressure applied. And Alvaro Silva. Oh, that's a handball, surely. Yep. Kgz. Preston has had one or two awkward moments the last 10 or 15. Kyrgyzstan can add a little exclamation mark at the end. Overall, it's been a fairly dominant display by the White Falcons, who played in red today. It's a little bit sloppy towards the end. Edgar Bernhardt with his free kick. It's dead straight, fair way out. It's as though he fancies it. Puts it neatly enough. Straight into the gloves of Falcaskar. Woodland striding forward out of defence. There's a foul on Woodland, but advantage played. The young husband off the head of Kozabayev. And with Kairat Zergobek. And Zemlyanukin. How much stoppage time to be added? The answer is 3 minutes. Trip on Rostomov. The referee wants to take the name of Kevin Grosso here. Pretty blatant, wasn't it? From the Hamburg-born Kevin Grosso. Hart again. Just tap it for Valery Kitchen. Zemlyanukin, couple of step overs. Goal kick is the verdict, which doesn't please the Kyrgyzstan substitute. Towards James' young husband. It's the knockdown for his brother, Philip. Stefan Schrock. Lost out on that far left-hand side. Dizon couldn't retain possession of the ball for the Azkals. Ball by Kitchen. Pushing header by Alvaro Silva. Bernhardt back off Rostomov. It's a little bit short. Oh, that's clever footwork. Edgar Bernhardt. And they've got numbers here. Kyrgyzstan could be in again. Too far for Vitaly Laux, who was on for a fourth potentially. Reset through Zemlyanukin. Zergobek, top of the boxes, Bernhardt. The head of Alvaro Silva, and Philippines survive further damage, and now they could be on for a counter at the other end. Maybe the last attack of the game. Stefan Schrock still full of running on the right. He can't get around Sagenbayev. He has a bit of a lash out at his opponent in frustration, but he's run himself into the ground, Stefan Schrock, on behalf of his nation and Sven-Göran Eriksson. But it is going to be Kyrgyzstan's night and their coach, Alexander Krestinin. All over at the Rashid Stadium in Dubai, and it is a maiden Asian Cup finals win for Kyrgyzstan thanks to their hat-trick hero.